said something so profound the host could barely process it, and the audience just clapped. They had no idea what they had just witnessed. A man from a village in Punjab standing in the middle of New York City, quietly rewriting the rules of who gets to be a global superstar. And the secret he revealed that night? Nobody caught it. Diljit Dosanjh is not just a musician. He is not just a trend. He is a cultural earthquake happening in slow motion, and the Western entertainment industry is only now beginning to feel the ground shake beneath its feet. When he first appeared on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, something unusual happened. The crowd loved him, not politely, not curiously. They loved him the way you love something that speaks to a part of you that has never been spoken to before. And Jimmy Fallon, a man who has hosted every major celebrity on the planet, said people were hugging him in the streets for an entire year afterward, thanking him just for having a Punjabi artist on the show. Let that sink in, because here is what nobody is talking about. That reaction was not just about music. That reaction was about visibility. About a community of millions of people who had spent decades being invisible to mainstream entertainment, suddenly seeing themselves reflected back in primetime American television. The power of that moment cannot be overstated, and Diljit, he understood exactly what he had done. When he came back for his second appearance, he brought something different. He brought proof.
Where did you come up with Aura?
It's a fan.
Aura, his 10th studio album, had crossed 100 million streams. His Aura World Tour had already sold out stadiums, 2 back-to-back shows at Madison Square Garden in New York, and before that, Coachella. Not as a supporting act, not as a cultural curiosity, as a headliner, as a main event.
Fantastic. You're also playing 2 sold-out shows at
2 kilometers away from that part, the Guru Nanak Jahaz Komagata Maru incident.
But here is where the story gets deeper, much deeper. When Jimmy asked him about Vancouver, the first stop on his tour, Diljit didn't talk about the sold-out crowd of 55,000 the way most artists would. He didn't talk about the stage setup. He didn't talk about the set list. He said something that stopped the entire conversation cold. He said the stadium was just 2 kilometers from the dock where the Komagata Maru was turned away in 1914, the ship carrying hundreds of South Asian immigrants who were denied entry into Canada, turned back, humiliated, erased from the version of history that gets taught in Western schools. And now, Diljit Dosanjh is filling a 55,000-seat stadium 2 kilometers from that exact spot. That is not a concert. That is a reckoning.
Yeah, I'm 10th pass. That's why my English is bad. But I don't know about they start course in the Toronto University.
to teach. Do you know what they're going to teach?
I don't know, actually.
And here is the secret power the audience missed. When Diljit speaks Punjabi on stage, when he shouts his signature phrase, announcing that Punjabi has arrived, he is not doing a crowd moment. He is not doing a fan service bit. He is leaving a message for the next generation. For every South Asian kid sitting in the stands, who has been told in 1,000 different ways that the world's biggest stages were not built for them. He said it himself, the stadiums, the arenas, the shows that had never been done before by someone like him, it is all a message to the new kids. We are here. Now go further. A man who never went to university, who jokes that his English is bad while effortlessly charming one of the sharpest TV hosts in America, is now the subject of an academic course at a university in Toronto. They are literally teaching Diljit Dosanjh in a classroom. And when Jimmy asked him what the course would teach, what the message was, Diljit paused. And then he said, love, forgiveness, and respect. That's it. That's it. That's it. 3 words. From a man who has cracked codes that entire record labels and PR machines have failed to crack for decades. He did not hire a team to make him palatable to Western audiences. He did not sand down his identity. He did not change his language, soften his name, or trade his culture for a crossover deal. He arrived exactly as himself, and the world moved toward him. Now, here's what nobody in the industry wants you to think too hard about. If Diljit could do this without compromising a single element of who he is, what does that say about every artist who was told they had to? What does it say about every deal that was structured around erasure? What does it say about the executives who spent years insisting that artists like him would never sell to mainstream Western audiences? The machine was wrong, and they know it. The ARA World Tour is still running. The streams are still climbing. The stadiums are still selling out. And somewhere in a boardroom right now, a label executive is staring at a spreadsheet trying to figure out how they missed this. They didn't miss it. They ignored it. That is a very different thing. So let's ask the real question. How many artists have been told their culture was too niche, their language too foreign, their identity too much, and believed it? How many Diljits never made it to the stage because the gatekeepers decided the world wasn't ready? Were they protecting the audience or protecting the industry? Drop your thoughts below. And if you want to be the first to know when we expose the next industry secret nobody else is covering, subscribe to Celebzova right now. More is coming.